Hey everyone, this is Courtney from Love Lives On, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a DIY funeral flower wreath using real funeral flowers to display at a loved one's funeral or memorial service or to lay against your loved one's grave. So this is what we'll be making today, and let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a funeral flower wreath using real flowers. So you only need a few things to do this project. So the first is a wet floral foam base. So we purchased this one on Amazon for around $50. You can also find them at some local flower shops if you wish to look there. We will link to where we got this one in the description of our video. This is a 15-inch one. Again, which base you choose is totally up to you. Some are larger, some are smaller. So this one is a 15-inch. You'll also need some of these floral pins. They look like this, and this will just help you secure your flowers. And we will link to where we got these as well in the description. We purchased them on Amazon as well. And then today I just mixed some water here in a glass with some flower food just to keep them extra fresh before I put them into the foam base. And today we're going to be using a variety of different mums because they are very easy to find and relatively inexpensive. And we have some nice red roses and some ornamental berries and a variety of different greenery. You can just find greenery from your garden to use if you wish, or a lot of bouquets have greenery in them as well, so we've kept that to use for our wreath. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I like to start by picking 4 hero flowers to start with, and then I build off of it. So I'm going to take these really nice purple chrysanthemums. I'm going to take 2 of them so that they're one nice big thing here, and I'm going to put the first one here. Now you can use whatever size flowers you want. If you use smaller ones, it might just take you a little more time to fill in the wreath, but it'll look just as beautiful. And you can always do one type of flower if you wish. So I'm going to do another hero flower here, and I'm going to try to space it out evenly here. Stick them in here. And I'm forgetting to dunk, so you just want to dunk the flowers a little bit to keep them nice and fresh. I should have done that with the other ones, but we'll do it moving forward. And then, again, I'm going to put these here. Group these 2 and put them here. There we go. So that it looks like this. You have 4 different hero flowers, the big ones that we're going to be building off of. And now I have these really pretty white little chrysanthemums. So I'm just going to build off of the hero flower I have here. So I'm going to stick these in here. There. You don't have to be symmetrical. Try to look for where there's gaps that you can fill in here. I'm just going to secure this one with one of the floral pins, like that. Something that looks like that. Now I'm going to take some of these roses here and just, you can always work your fingers in them a little bit so that you can, so that they look more full. Take up a little more of the wreath. It looks like this. Dunk it. I'm going to put one of these in here. I think I'm going to do another one. And if you're finding that your stem is a little too long, just trim it. Again, just pull this open a little bit to really open up that rose. I've seen many funeral flower wreaths that are just these roses over the entire thing, and if you want to just do that, that's totally fine. The flowers are totally up to you. Okay, so I'm going to take some of these white ones again, add them in here. I've made a few of these doing different sizes of flowers each time, and really there's no wrong way to do this. These flowers just always turn out beautiful, really. Now I'm going to take some greenery and just kind of work that in here. I like using a lot of greenery to fill in some of the spaces. So let's see here, especially on the inside of the wreath. So to get these in, I don't want it to just stick out straight in the middle. So I'm going to try to do it on an angle here and push it in like this. So it kind of follows the shape of the wreath. Do some over here. And you can always use a floral pin to just kind of secure your greenery in here. I like to use different sizes as well. Give it some variety. Some the opposite way. use another floral pin to secure it. Kind of just finding empty spots and filling in. I have some of these nice ornamental berries here. I'll put here. I'm actually going to move this a little bit because I'm going to keep a spot open so that I can add a bow. I want to. Oops. Over here. I'm going to leave this place empty so that I can add my bow after. Some different greenery here I'll add in as well. I like using this along the top, kind of frame the wreath again. Secure it with some floral pins. putting these ones in on an angle and then securing them with a floral pin. So it's kind of wrapping around the wreath. There you go, and you just keep filling it in like this until you're happy with the way it looks. And there's no green foam showing. Stick a couple more of these in here. So it looks like this, and then once you're ready, you're going to make your stacked bow. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you make your stacked bow for your funeral flower wreath. So the first thing you want to do is get your wired satin ribbon in whatever color you want to make your bow. So for this we're using a nice white. And then you're going to start by making some loops. So start about this. This will be the width of your bow. So I'm going to make it a little bigger here. So this is my first loop, and then I'm just going to loop it back like this to the center. You can adjust it so that it's the width you want. So it looks like this, and then I'm going to do the same thing one more time. So like this, and then back like this, so that it looks like this. Now, I'm going to give myself some more slack here because this is going to be one end of the tail of your bow. I'm going to put that down like this, and I'm going to take some wire and I'm going to grab my bow loops in the center like this. Put the wire around the center. You're going to tie a knot tight. Double knot it. and leave your ends of your wire like this because you're going to be attaching another one of these to the top of this one. So I'm going to leave the excess wire, and I'm going to look at my ribbon here, and I want the train to be, or the tail to be about this long. So I'm going to cut it right here. And it's always better to go a bit longer, so then you can trim it once you attach it to your wreath to the length that you want. Okay, so you got one end that looks like this. So now you're going to take your ribbon again and do the exact same thing you did here, but make your loops just slightly smaller than you did on this one, because this is then going to be stacked on top. Hence the name stacked bow. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just put it up to my bow here so that I can make sure that this loop is slightly smaller than this one. So I'm happy with the size of this. So then I'm going to do that loop again, and one more time. So that again it looks like this. And now this excess ribbon here will be the other side of the tail of your bow. So now, before I do any trimming, I'm going to take my second loop and stack it on top of the one that I have here, like this. And then you take the wire that you left, you're just going to tie your second set of loops on. And if there's another person handy, it's easier to get them to hold the other loop in place. And tie it tight. And double knot it. Not to worry. You can also use a thin piece of ribbon of the same color. If you want to do like a 1/4 inch thick ribbon, that will also work to do this tying. And now I'm going to match up the sides so that my tail of the bow is equal length. Cut it. Here. Then you have something that looks like this. Now this doesn't really look like a bow yet, so what you got to do is pull your ends down straight like this, and then you can trim the excess wire you have here, and then you're just going to fluff up these little loops that you made. So just stick your fingers in between and kind of pull up. This. Do it for each of your layers. And once you've got them fluffed up, you can kind of just move them around a little bit so that you fill out your bow. Just takes some playing around to find. So you have something that looks like this. Then you just trim the excess wire that you have in here. And what I like to do with these ends to make sure that they don't fray is I just take a lighter and carefully just run it along the edge of the ribbon. And it'll just kind of seal it off here. So then you do the same thing on the other side. And if you want, you can always, before you do that, fold this in and take a little cutout. So then it's a nice little cutout of your ribbon. And then that is how you make your stacked bow. So once you have your completed stacked bow, you are going to attach it to your wreath. So to do this, you can either use some florist wire, fishing wire, or I'm just going to put a floral pin. It's probably most secure if you use some wire and just put it through the loop of your bow and around the back of the wreath. But today I'm just going to secure it with a pin here. So I'm going to go in through the wreath here so that it, open this up a little bit and just stick it down in here. And then you want to fix your bow by fluffing up the ends, the loops, so that it looks nice and full. And then you can play around with how you want the ribbon to look. You can twirl it if you want around your finger to give it that twirled look, like this. Or you can always fold it between your fingers and kind of crimp it. Or you can just leave it straight. It's totally up to you. So it looks like this once it's all completed. And there you have it. That's how you make this beautiful DIY funeral flower wreath. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring ways to celebrate our loved ones' lives now and forever.